When properly planned and executed, service-oriented architecture, SOA, can transform IT by dramatically improving your ability to respond quickly to change, while simultaneously reducing costs. Adopting SOA governance at the start of your project is incredibly important to SOA success. Successful SOA adoption is about getting people to work together in new ways, and this can be a challenge. This is where establishing a strong culture of governance will help. Successful governance can help accelerate SOA adoption and encourage the use of SOA best practices for your organization. But what precisely is SOA governance? It's the set of rules and best practices that specify how you will utilize your architecture and the services in your architecture. Successful SOA governance includes 5 aspects: information management, policies, service contracts, lifecycle management, and interoperability, with a goal of providing quality, predictability, and trust necessary for reuse. The first aspect of SOA governance is the information about the services. Who is the owner? How do you call the service? What are the available service levels? When are changes allowed to the service? Metadata, this information about a service, enables the classification and efficient use of services and must be managed within a SOA and stored in a system of record called a repository. As an example, a rental car company would provide a service that specifies rental prices both inside and outside the company. In this scenario, you would likely have different access control mechanisms inside and outside the firewall. Metadata could determine if the data was encrypted or not. A policy defines the rules that services must follow, both during design time and runtime. Policies are used to ensure consistency before services are published and to enforce specific behaviors at runtime. It's critical that these rules be stored electronically and maintained as a library of standard reusable policies that can be associated with services. This enables automated and efficient enforcement. Policy management includes policy definition, policy association, policy enforcement, and policy reporting. The third aspect, service contracts, specifies how services will perform in production, as well as how a service provider will make changes. A service contract specifies everything about the operational aspects of a service. They are the IT equivalent of a rental car agreement. In our example, the rental agency is the provider, the renter is the consumer, and the car is the service. A contract details the provider, the rental agency, and the consumer, the renter, specifies the service, the car, how much it costs, and any other provisions or agreements unique to the provider and consumer. For example, prepaying for fuel. The contract spells out the agreement that binds the deal. A service contract is no different in purpose. A contract should specify the service owner, the cost, any targets or guarantees for response time, maintenance schedules, a process for enhancement requests, the frequency that the consumer can call it, any responsibilities of the consumer, etc. All this information is held in your repository and supported by the information management capability. You will need capabilities to negotiate an agreement between providers and consumers so that the service contract can be proposed, agreed to, and confirmed. Services and SOA artifacts should be managed as part of the complete life cycle. The life cycle specifies all the stages that a service will go through, from idea to retirement, and the requirements for moving from one stage to the next. It also specifies the critically important process for managing changes to a service. There are 2 parallel but distinct life cycles. The provider life cycle focuses on understanding services requirements, managing design, publishing information to support reuse, delivering on quality of service commitments, and managing change. The consumer life cycle centers on understanding requirements of the final application, service discovery, negotiating an agreement to use the service, and validating quality of the final application. The provider and consumer life cycles must be fully integrated with your organization's application software development lifecycle. Linking these together offers the structure, control, and discipline necessary to encourage good behaviors and discourage bad ones. As a result of lifecycle management, stakeholders receive the right information when they need it, how they need it. The final aspect of SOA governance is interoperability. Nearly all SOA initiatives will utilize technology from multiple vendors and deployment stacks, and you will use many services exposed by a variety of middleware, packaged applications, and custom applications. Your governance platform should be interoperable with all the other elements of your SOA environment. especially your SOA quality and SOA management systems. Interoperability increases your flexibility and efficiency and protects you from vendor lock-in. By combining information management, policies, service contracts, and lifecycle management with a governance interoperability framework, you can ensure that your governance strategy will allow you to successfully deploy SOA now with an eye to the future. HP Software provides the tools and expertise that you'll need to make your SOA initiative successful. HP Business Technology Optimization for SOA provides you with a comprehensive platform for SOA visibility, trust, and control. For more information, visit hp.com/go/SOA or send an email to soa@hp.com. See a demonstration of HP's SOA Systenet to see what SOA governance is all about.